You are listening to Femme Radio with your host, LP Giobbi. This week, we have the DJ, production, and writing duo, Me and You. Over the past year, they have been touring internationally, performing at festivals and venues across the country, and continuing to build their growing Hope House movement. They have collaborated with A-Lock, Tenfe, and did an official remix for Kid Cudi. Welcome to Femme House Radio. Tell us your origin story. How did you two get into music production and touring?
You wanna get started?
Sure. During COVID, we were in high school and we wanted to learn how to produce music because we had no idea what we were gonna do with the rest of our lives, and we actually fell
Like,
into
what was even like, how did you even know what a producer was? Like, in high school, I don't think I was aware of that.
we were
We
like
didn't for, like, a while.
yeah, we didn't really, and then we were writing songs and we realized, "Oh, there's, like, someone who has to make the music part of this," and that was never us. And then we realized, well, the entire part of a song, like, a song getting released is entirely dependent on the producer producing it, and if we don't learn how to produce, we're always waiting for somebody else to do it, and that was a problem for us because we didn't know. We were in Chicago, we didn't know anybody. So we were like, "Okay, well, the world shut down. We thought it was gonna be for 6 weeks. We can, like, start learning way
Way
longer."
longer.
And
Much
we just learned, and yeah, we got into, like, jingles. We were making jingles, and
Like
we
sync
were
licensing.
doing, like, literal sync licensing, yeah, for TV shows,
How did
commercials.
you even, like, find out about what sync licensing was?
A song of ours got placed.
Someone just emailed us, and then we got representation, and it was just so fast. I know.
Yeah, we were
It
like,
just
"Okay,
happened.
let's do
And
it."
Where did you put that song out that somebody heard that wanted to sync it? Did you
It
put it
was
on
a friend, I think it was a friend of ours who happened to play it for someone, and they wanted to sync license it,
Yeah.
and then we got and then we had a bunch of people hit us up to represent us, and we picked one, and we went with it.
Holy
It was we didn't have a plan, you know?
ignorance, like, is I actually was recently interviewing the VP of C3. They do Lollapalooza and
Yeah.
ACL and whatever. And I always ask, like, what advice would you give your younger self? And she said, actually, I'd have my younger self give my current self advice because, like when sort of you don't really know, ignorance is bliss, you take more risks, you leap more, like you're just like,
Nothing to lose, yeah.
yeah. And that's such an awesome, fun, amazing place to operate from. I hope that you never lose that as your success keeps growing.
Thank you.
So you taught yourself how to produce music, just like YouTube videos, or what were you doing?
No, we were dumb and we learned
We
the
should
hard
have
way.
done it that way. We pressed a bunch of buttons until we figured out what they all did.
That's the right way. That is, we
Yeah.
are, so Femme House is a nonprofit that teaches women how to produce because we wanted to empower women to not have to wait for a producer and make their own songs, And our lead educator read the Ableton manual front to back. It's like it's a book. It's actually really funny and well written if in your spare time. But that when I first was interviewing her, I was like, that blew my mind. I mean, touching buttons is definitely the best way to learn. Good for you. What DAW do you work in?
Logic.
Logic. Okay, Logic babies. Yes. And then how did you start? It was DJing after?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we were doing sync licensing for like 4 years. It was great. We were like, this is what we're meant to do in the industry, clearly. But like we hit all of our goals and we got really, really bored. And we were 22. We're like, crap, like don't want to feel that way at 22. But we didn't know what else we could do. We weren't interested in pop. We weren't really interested in any of the other genres. We produced for some people, but nothing was really clicking. And it kind of goes back to that like nothing to lose kind of energy. We were going to quit. And at the last second, we were thinking to ourselves, what's one genre we never tried? We never really learned about house music.
I had no idea. Like, I knew, like, David had a song and a
We
Rufus
weren't
DeSoul
into
song.
the
And you're in Chicago?
I know.
Like, but we were in
I
high
know.
school. Like, we were just like,
I was listening at your age. I was listening to Dave
No,
Matthews
it's
Band.
at the time. We
Yeah.
didn't know. We were in the
yeah.
suburbs,
Yeah.
just in high school. And we were like, like, let's learn about this amazing genre. It's really cool. And let's just start making house tracks.
Well, actually, at the beginning, we didn't even really listen to that much house music when
No.
we started to make
we just
it.
started to try. And
Which
we
is
made Jump.
maybe kind
which
of
was our
that
first
was like
single.
an advantage point you had, to like find a new lens or angle to it.
Well, that's what we wanted. We didn't want to know a lot about a genre. We just wanted to make something new and get excited about art again because we had hit that. When you're making songs with the perspective of just selling them, it's different from making them to make them. We wanted that feeling again.
Yeah.
So one of the first songs we actually ever made was Jump, which was our first single. We came up with
That
the
was one
name
of the
really
first songs
fast.
you made.
Yeah, it was like the 3rd song we made or something like that.
Threw it up on DistroKid, didn't have a Spotify for artists, put it online, and it went viral in March of 2024.
What?
And
How
this
do
was
you
born.
think, like, the amount of like, okay, so, it took me probably 7 years to make a song I liked, literally. Like, I mean, if you, like, go deep in my catalog, it's humiliating. I should probably take those songs down. And so that's insane. What do you and also, like, just putting it on DistroKid? What the This is a crazy story, y'all. What do you think, like, how do you think as a co-founder of Femme House, most of the questions I get from up and coming artists is like, okay, I took your classes and I know how to produce. Like, now what? And it's always like, like there's so many different blueprints, which is great, but also there
Yeah.
isn't just one. So, what do you think made that song go? Like, how did?
Honestly, I have no idea. I have no clue. The only thing that I can
There's
say
magic in that
It's
song.
great.
is
It's great, obviously, but like, there's so
thank
much
you.
more that goes into it.
Like, why? I have no idea. The only thing that I can say is I have, like, a very specific memory in my head when I was, like, listening to the final mix in the car, and I just felt something in my body and in my
Yeah.
chest, and I was just like, "Huh."
I still listen to it.
I still listen to it. It's probably my favorite out of the ones we've released, and I just think that if you just feel it in your body, maybe just I don't know.
You know what? Every song we ever made that went viral, it was so much of like we weren't thinking about it. We weren't trying to make it go viral. We made something, it felt really good, and it was always the first post that just went. It's just when it works, I think it just works.
To my social media person, I hope that you clip that out and put that all over socials because that was beautiful. That perfect soundbite. Mwah. So tell us what Hope House means. I was listening to your music all morning and I feel that. And I was like, this is genius that they are calling it that. They're, like sometimes you need language to give yourself a meaning and understanding in hindsight to something. And I think what you did with Hope House is brilliant. I'd love to hear in your own words what that means to you.
I think it was the feeling we were having when we were making this music. Again, we were gonna quit music. We had no plans. It was very dark time for us when we were making this music and deciding to release it because we just didn't know what our future was gonna look like. And, there are bills that need to be paid. And we were really, really scared. But in that feeling of, okay, there's nothing to lose here, because we're already feeling like we're at bottom, there was this weird sense of hope, as in like, okay, let's just like go and let's try and let's create and let's put it out and let's not overthink it because we have no choice but to do that. And that was one of the most electric and hopeful times in our life, just throwing out the song.
Yeah.
We don't know. We had we had 0 listeners, no followers. And it was the most hopeful time in our lives. And there was that feeling of like, let's just go. There's that electricity in the air. And then, hearing Jump, I think we captured that feeling in the song. And I think the songs after that is just an extension of that feeling. That is what we
It feels hopeful listening to the music. Like I was wondering if you're when you're making the song, if your intention is like I want people to feel hopeful and like uplifted and sort of this like it was like still very cool but euphoric. Like I mean the balance is really
Thank you.
it's really incredible and I can see I could listen to it all day long. I think it's a really special niche that you have
Thank
honed
you.
in on. Yeah. And also great branding for all of it is very well done, ladies.
Thanks.
You know what's crazy? We didn't do it from the branding perspective. It really was like, it couldn't have been more real to us and organic if we tried. But once we saw it and we understood what we accidentally had created, we definitely
Leaned into it.
We made it a mission to not stray from that, not try to go to the trends, but be like really stuck onto this thing that we made.
Well, and I also think coming from like a producing for other people or like sync background, you're kind of like, okay, let me go in every direction possible. Let me mold myself to fit what needs to be like the brief or the other artist. And I think
What
for
great practice.
the opposite is for your own artist
And
projects.
that's
It's
harder,
like
right?
box yourself in. You can't stray. And for us,
That was exciting.
it was exciting. I was like, okay, I get to be like, I
This
want to
thing.
stay in a lane. Like I want to be boxed in.
That is so amazing because I have spent a decade being like, what is my lane? Like what, like even my agents are like, okay, are you gonna like what kind of start? You're gonna play like a really hard 128, like, Chicago house hard style set, or are you gonna play like a euphoric piano? It's like they like we're very I have been like, I wish I could find a box. So I think it's crazy that you've just that happens so naturally for you is amazing.
It's a really good thing we didn't have to go find it because I don't think we would have.
Yeah.
Because we're
That's
very much like we like all kinds of music. We'll go everywhere. It's like thankfully the box was there.
No,
that
but we
is
have to like
wonderful.
actively like be like, no,
To
no.
us.
Even if it's like a great opportunity and it would be so cool,
Oh,
it makes us sad to
we
turn
turned
things
down
down.
something.
We have to be like, we like actively tell ourselves like, no.
This is actually really good to hear because I have a problem with the word no in general. And and I just like really like this is the sound that we're wanting to put out in the world, like just like really focusing in on that. Oh man, that's incredible that you're so young too. Wow. Very impressed with y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, so how did this fucking Cudi remix come to be? What the F?
Okay, but you're gonna have the same reaction to that story because it was even more random and like things flowed more than like anything else. You tell me you're
Okay.
better at it.
So to this day, I'm
yeah,
like,
we don't know.
anyways, so basically he dropped his new album Free, and I love Kid Cudi, so does she. I listened to it just as a listener.
Yeah.
I loved it. And I was like, Carly, like, check out this album. She checked it out. We were like thinking, oh, maybe it'd be cool to like do a little flip of a song. And we heard this song, Deep Diving. And we just, again, we
do.
just were like, oh, that's sick. And we tried it,
Made a little
30-second snippet, and it like just came together really quickly.
But then we were like, he's notorious for like he likes what he likes. It's hard. It would of course be so hard to reach somebody so successful. So we thought, there's just no way on earth that this would ever like make it to him. And then we were gonna go to lunch, so we just dropped it on Instagram.
We didn't have anything to post that day.
Didn't have anything to post, so we had to post it. We were like, well, I guess we'll just drop that. And then we were at lunch, got out of lunch, and he had liked it, commented on it, reposted it to his story, and DM'd us that he wanted to release it. We were like,
I was
"Holy
like,
crap."
what?
But we didn't have a song
The
made.
universe is clearly like, you're on the right path. We're going to give you all the signs. We're going to give you some huge billboards, and this is what you're supposed to be doing. People spend their entire lives working towards trying to find a moment like that. And
Yeah, that was
organic.
crazy.
How do you think he heard it? Like, what?
I have
think
no
he
idea.
saw it. I think he saw it somehow on his page, and then his co-writers and co-producers started commenting, DMing us how much they liked
still
it.
don't know how he found it.
We don't know because nobody, like, to my knowledge, nobody sent it to him. Now, somebody might have, maybe one of his friends
But
saw
even
it.
if somebody sent it to him, that's crazy.
I know. The odds are wild.
But wait, it gets better. We didn't have a song. So he's like, let's release this right
I'm
now.
like,
We're like,
"Great, there's
okay.
30 seconds.
So
son."
we
No,
we
I'm
didn't
not
say
kidding.
that. We didn't say that, of course. We just got in the studio and like through the night just made the whole thing. And then we're like, hey, could you send the vocal stem? He sent it and it was done within like 24 hours. And then it was mixed.
Wait,
And
y'all
I
are
want to say one thing though about him as just like a
he's
person.
the best.
Like, you know how they say never meet your heroes because you'll always be disappointed? That is the opposite is for him. He is the nicest, coolest. Like, I cannot say enough positive things. Like, it's so
Yeah.
nice when you,
Very supportive.
like, he's just the best. So, like,
oh, this is
big
so
ups to Kid Cudi.
awesome to hear. Also, wait, like that's the kind of artist that we all hope to be. That's amazing. So last question. What are some artists that are influencing y'all today, if any? I mean, I know you're making your own lane, but just curious who you're listening to, who you're inspired by.
Before I answer the question, I do have to say one thing. You're going to love this. Our mother does not know anything about dance. And way before we ever got into dance music, she used to show us your videos and be like, I'm following this interesting young
Look, she
lady.
plays piano
She
too.
plays piano. And she's like,
Because we were like really close with our piano teacher, like the whole thing. It's very similar. And she was like,
she
look.
was always showing.
No way. Okay, so your mom sounds like she has great taste and is
Yeah.
incredible. Also, like my target demographic does seem to be mothers. So yes, okay.
You and Sophie Tucker. Those are
You know what's funny? Literally, I'll be like, she'll be like, oh, like, what's going on with you guys? I'll be like, oh, like, we're playing a show in X place. She's like, that's so cool. So I was on Instagram and I saw Sophie Tucker playing in Brazil. I'm like,
Thanks for the
thanks.
update, Mom.
I'll
Okay,
let
so
them know
I'm
that you said that.
1000% connecting with Tucker. He will absolutely adore. He's like the most I mean, Tucker is similar to what you said about Kid Cudi. Like man, I I would not be sitting here. I would not have a career. Like he was the one who was like, anything is possible. You can do this. I'm gonna champion you. Like, and I met them. I played before them. I didn't even know how to DJ. I was in this synth sci-fi band. I played before them at this festival, and I played the worst set ever. I didn't know how to mix, but like the DJ before like fell off, and like I was like told my agent, I was like, I can do it. Lied, and then I found that they were backstage and like right behind the curtain and like could hear me, and I wanted to die of humiliation. But then Tucker was like, you know what? Good song selection, which is, like, I was like, okay, you're right. Couldn't mix. So I appreciate that. And then they're like, we're going on our first US tour. Like, do you want to come? Like, we just like your energy is like, it's really more about, energy and vibe. And then like believed in me more than he's held up a mirror of such intense belief. Like I had no other, like, I was going to pursue it just because okay, if this person believes like maybe there's a shot. He's one of the most special humans, one of the most positive people I've ever been around. I would love to connect you guys. And then you can FaceTime your mom.
Oh my God, she'd
So cool.
die.
Well, you tell your mom that she did an amazing job raising you too. I mean, it's incredible that
Thank
like out of necessity, but also just out of courage, going after your dreams and seeing them succeed. And after talking with y'all, I completely understand why that has happened for you. And I love the music you're making, and I think it's like beautiful and it's hopeful, and it's we need more of that. I think especially like in the house world right now, there's a lot of kind of like dick bass energy, and I really, really, really love listening to your music, so thank you, and, we're
Thank
huge fans.
you.
We're huge fans at Femme House, so, we'll be here to support you guys, and I'm excited to see where you go.
Thanks.
Thank
What you
you.
guys are doing, it's really cool. When we were starting to produce, we heard about Femme House, and it was
Oh,
something that
good.
we were really inspired, being like, wow, look at all these women doing this. Look at this woman like spearheading the whole movement. It was very inspiring for us in a lot of darker times in our careers. So
Yeah.
it's nice to talk
Thank
to you
you.
finally. And just, I think it's amazing what you've done to the
Yeah.
industry, with the industry, for the industry, and for a lot of other women. It's
Well,
really,
I
really,
do it for this connection, like,
yeah,
getting to,
yeah.
like, talk. I mean, this is the thing that fuels me the most for sure, so thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.